Now, recently, I just made this upload about the insane cost of living crisis here in the UK. It's absolutely astronomical, the amount of money we have to pay out per month here just to survive. Our bills that land on our doormat or our direct debit that we have to pay per month is really quite shocking how much money we have to fork out here just to survive in the UK. And when I was making that list, one of the things that really stood out for me was how much it costs in 2026 just to put food on the table. Like I said, I was taken aback by the cost just to feed a family in this day and age. It's true, isn't it? It seems like every month or every week when we visit the supermarket, the price of food goes up and up and up, and the size of the portion that we are buying goes smaller and smaller and smaller. And I'm sure even the most observant amongst us will notice that the quality of the food that we're buying is no longer the same. It doesn't taste the same as what it used to in the past. Food doesn't seem to have as much flavour as what it did in the past. So not only are we paying out so much money just to eat, the food quality is really quite poor. Now, I'm going to go and explain a little bit more detail of my thoughts and my feelings towards the food that we're buying today and the absolute colossal price it is to feed a family. My family is just 3 members, so I'm not talking about a family of 5 or 6 people. I'm talking about just 3 people here. Me, my missus and my young son. And no matter what we try to do, we just can't seem to get our bill under £150, £160 per week. So we are spending £600, £700 a month, just to put that food on our table. But I'm going to try and go into a little bit more detail of how we are spending our money. What are we spending our money on to make it seem £600? I'm going to put the question to you, you that live in the UK or you that live anywhere else. Does it seem a lot of money to you to be spending that amount per month? What about your grocery bill? Is yours much lower or is yours much higher? Please let me know. So what do we spend our money on and where do we buy our food? Let me start off with the second one first. Where do we buy our food? Well, we generally tend to use 2 places mainly, and that is half of it we buy online when we make an order through Ocado weekly, and the other one is we'll go out and we'll physically go to the local LIDL store. We live here in the southwest of the UK. Stores like Lidl, Aldi are absolutely everywhere, so they must be doing something right. It's a very competitive market out there in the supermarket world, isn't it? We know they're always trying to lure us in as customers to make sure we spend our money in their supermarket. But we notice when it comes to Lidl and Aldi, they seem to be the 2 leading supermarkets when it comes to spending money and getting good value for money. But like I said, when it comes to ordering online, we do like to use Ocado because they use Marks and Spencer. And we as a family have been very happy with Marks and Spencer's products. Generally, most of the time, Marks and Spencer's products and food is very nice tasting. So like I say, we'll spend half of our money per week in Ocado buying Ocado products, their own brand, but mainly Marks and Spencer's. We spend a lot of money on yogurts, meats, things like that, etc. We as a family, we try and eat as healthy as we possibly can. And to be honest, we do try and buy organic food as much as we possibly can. Now, you might be saying, there's your problem. You're buying organic food. Of course it's going to cost you more money. And you're right. You're dead right. organic food is quite pricey, but we put high value on the quality of food that we eat simply because we equate what you eat to your health. Rubbish in, rubbish out. So if you want to stay healthy and not get sick, then you need to eat good quality food. And we try and ingrain that in our child, that food is vital for your health now and in the future. So when we go out and do our weekly shop, we don't buy things like Coca-Colas, we don't buy packets of crisps, we don't buy cakes, we don't buy cookies, sugary things. We don't buy what you would generally call junk food. Now, I'm sure all you parents out there that have got young children, you know how difficult and what a struggle it is to feed a child. You may know that the food that they put in their mouths is not going to do them any good or their teeth any good, or it's got too much sugar in it. But you try and reason with a child that you want your child to eat healthily. When a child goes shopping with you in the supermarket, where is it the child goes to straight away? They always head for the junk food, don't they? So we know straight off the bat, all of us parents out there that got children, how difficult it is to feed your child and make your child eat good, healthy food, good quality organic vegetables and organic fruit. So like I say, by buying organic and trying to have a healthy lifestyle, it's going to cost you a little bit of extra money. I would also just like to point out at this time, there is a sort of a farm shop online ordering company based here in the southwest of the UK called Riverfood. And we do tend to buy from Riverfood mince meat, mince steak once a month, because generally it is quite expensive buying from these type of companies where they buy directly from the farm. Like I said, it costs you more money, but it's good quality food, organic food, and you know where it's coming from and how the animal has been slaughtered. So yes, it costs you more money. Not really a huge problem, but the problem that I've got is with supermarkets. Now, I don't mind spending a little bit more money, like I said, and I'm going to repeat again, for good quality food. It's when you go to a supermarket and you're not getting good quality food and it's still costing a lot of money. And what's made me think that I want to make an upload to my YouTube channel and talk about this is because, like I said, when I made that upload about how much money you spend per month in the UK just to pay your bills and survive, and I looked at the costs of how much my food was costing me, and then I realised the quality of the food that I was buying, the two things didn't add up. The cost against the quality of the food. I was disappointed. Why was I disappointed? Well, I went to Lidl. Now, we always used to go to Lidl. We've been going to Lidl for years. Even when we lived in Spain, we went to Lidl. So we've been shopping in Lidl for, 15 odd years. And like I say, they're probably one of the most successful supermarkets in the UK, Lidl and Aldi. A lot of people visit these supermarkets because of the value for money you get in these supermarkets. But the problem arises is when you buy something a little bit better and you spend a little bit more, then you go back to Lidl and you buy. Generally, when we go to Lidl, we buy their deluxe range, and it's generally 90% of the time it's a good quality range. It's Lidl's top of the range produce, and it's, like I say, most of the time it's okay. It's very nice. We've enjoyed buying food in Lidl for, as I say, 15 years, and generally we've been happy with it. But I've just noticed, or maybe I'm getting a bit annoyed by how much I'm spending, that some of it doesn't taste particularly good for how much you're spending. And I made a list of. I don't want to dig Lidl out because as I say, generally Lidl's pretty good, but there's been a few things that I've bought or a few ranges that they've got on stock that they just don't taste that good, and I just don't feel that they're good value for money. And one of those lines that they've got is they're sort of the equivalent of Heinz, and it's a brand that they use called Newgate. And I just won't buy it. I just avoid it now because it's affordable, but it just doesn't taste very nice at all. And the other one that I bought the other week that disappointed me is because here in the southwest, there's you've got Devon and you've got Cornwall and you've got Somerset, but the sort of further down the southwest you go in sort of Cornwall, and you order some cod. You go into a fish shop and you order cod, and it is absolutely delicious. It tastes absolutely fabulous, full of taste, tender, beautiful fish. Lovely. Can't emphasise enough how good the cod tastes down here in the southwest of the UK. So I like fish. I like cod. But I go into Lidl and I buy cod. Say when I buy in the packet, it's about that big. But by the time I've cooked it, it's shrunk and it's shrinking and it's shrinking and it's shrinking. And by the time it's cooked, it's like a shriveled bit of cod where all the water's just escaped out of it, and it's tasteless. No taste to it at all. It's like eating a bit of rubber. It's rubbery with no taste. And you compare that, as I say, to you go to a proper fish shop and the cod is just lovely. And you go to a supermarket and you spend £4 on a piece of cod, and it's just tasteless rubber. So clearly I like fish, I like prawns, and nice prawns. Lovely taste of prawns. And I bought these prawns, I think it was Lighthouse. I bought the prawns and again it was the same problem. Disappointed. No taste to them at all. Nothing there at all. It's just absolutely tasteless. Like I said, I try and buy good quality grass-fed beef, and Lidl do their own grass-fed range, and they also have their own deluxe, again, range of burgers. So I buy these Riverford burgers or Marks and Spencer's burgers or another nice burger that they sell on Ocado. About £6 or £7 for 2 burgers. And then you go into Lidl and they got their burgers and you think, £3.50, $3.99. Oh, you know what? I'll save myself £3 here and I'll get Lidl burgers this week. And you get them home and you cook them. And you look at it and you think, doesn't even look as nice. And then you eat it and it's got there's just no taste there. It's gristle in it, just tasteless meat. Not very nice at all. I buy their chicken from Lidl. I buy Marks and Spencer's chicken and it's nice, tender, nice chicken. And then I buy the Lidl chicken and again it's rubbery and tasteless. And it's costing you money to buy tasteless food. The flavour from supermarket food. I'm not picking on Lidl specifically here. I'm just using them as an example because it's where we do half of our weekly shop. So they're getting the brunt of my complaint that food is tasteless. They've removed, I don't know what they do or whatever they do to the food today, unless you're paying premium prices for food where you know it's being sourced from. You buy supermarket food and it's costing you a lot of money for no taste. It's just tasteless. I've just given 5 or 6 examples of products I've bought in the last week in Lidl that I've got home and we tried to eat them, and it's just cost you £60-70 and the food's got no taste. All that money on tasteless food. I don't know what they're doing to it to remove the taste. So we're spending so much money on this food that's probably not that good for us, with the sort of chemicals and preservatives and additives that they're adding to food now. We're eating bread. I love bread. But the amount of stuff that's in bread these days, you just don't eat it, because after you've had some supermarket bread, how does your belly feel after you've had some supermarket bread? Oh, it's like bloated, isn't it? Horrible. It's like, it sits on your stomach for like 3 days. So much junk is put in food. And if we do want to eat healthy, which I'm sure we all do, we just can't afford to buy it. Catch 22. The cost of living is so expensive now. To eat healthily, eat the food you want to eat, it's just out of our reach. 12, 13, 14 pounds for a steak. It's just not doable, is it? What do you think? Let me know in the comments. How do you find food today? Do you enjoy the food you buy? Where do you recommend to buy good quality food? What do you think of the supermarkets in the UK? Are you getting good value for money when you go shopping? Let me know. I really look forward to your thoughts, because this past month it's really hit me quite hard how much money I have to pay per month to feed my family, and I'm not getting fantastic quality. I'm not a happy consumer. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care and enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll see you in the next upload. And if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to. Take care. Enjoy the rest of the day.